yeah, real, real good. I real, real good. Oh Lord, oh, yes, I real, real good. No drama, yeah, real, real good. I real, real good. Hey, mama, I work hard for this. Oh, mama, I really take my licks. So you don't have to worry about that thing, cause I rise up the gutter. Sort out yourself and I climbing the ladder. Everything good, but some things could be better.
You getting ready to head on inside the room for today? Got some interesting things we want to discuss. So we want you to head on over to Facebook. Ensure once you come on inside, you share the live. Must say thank you to St. Augustine Medical Services. Also must say thank you to Land Store and Western Union. Yes. Good morning to the folks already locked on. Good morning to Shanti. Good morning. Remember to share the live. Good morning to Rachel. Good morning to Amanda. Good morning to Marian. Good morning, Kim. I want you to share the live once you come on in, yes? I have a lot of things to discuss today. Inside the room. With no further delay, we're going to jump right into it. I want to say good morning to our guest in studio. This morning we are talking to Go to Fet. We're also talking to Aquarium Restaurant as we get ready for the big celebration. And indeed, it's a big celebration. It's a lot to celebrate. I've seen the development, I've seen the advancements. Gary, good morning.
Good morning.
How are you doing today?
Good.
It's really a pleasure to see you in studios today. It's really a pleasure to see what Go to Fet has been doing. And I mean, I have a big smile on my face right now because we know.
Yeah, definitely.
From the inception of Go to Fet, with it being just an idea, we were there.
Yeah, definitely.
So it's definitely a proud moment to see where you have come from. It's also a proud moment to see that, you know, you're still inspired, you're still developing, you still have ideas, and you want to take that brand even further.
Definitely.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah.
But I wanted to just tell us about, you know, how Go to Fet all started. The listeners, the viewing public, I want you to just let them know where the idea came from. How did you sit and, you know, say, listen, I want to do something different, but I want to also make it make sense. How did you come up with the idea for Go to Fet?
Yeah, well, once again, I would like to say thank Power FM for, you know, inviting both Go to Fet and Aquarium.
Yes.
And to all the listeners on Power FM, persons in diaspora online.
Yes.
Yeah, well, Go to Fet started from a conversation. And, you know, I was having some conversations with some of my friends and you know, the conversation led to a different thing. And that is one of the things I'm going to be talking about a lot,
Right.
engaging in conversation.
Right.
But I saw the need for a platform, basically to connect businesses, members, and you know, through a platform of social media,
Right.
together with the website for the ticketing system. So it's all about a community for me, it's like a movement.
Right.
You know, so it's something that I see as a continuation. It's not just me. It's not about me anymore. Initially, when I started, it was about me. You know,
Right.
on the ground. You know, going to events, trying to gather information together. But now it's bigger than that. You know, we have a team now. So the whole idea, you know, started, you know, from just seeing the need to have that kind of a platform to basically connect members, businesses, and so on.
Did you, from inception, I mean, you just spoke about the idea, how you came up with the ideas and so on and so forth. Did you imagine the platform would have grown to this level that it's at today?
Yeah, definitely I did, because when I started this movement, I had a plan. And I actually saw the end. Well, there's never an end road, you know, things you have to be, you know, willing to accept changes, but I saw a kind of an end state as to what I'm looking at.
Right.
So I kind of envision, you know, that it could happen once you put in the work. And so it's not a big surprise to me that you know, that actually happened.
Now, I'm privy to a lot of the challenges that you would have faced.
Definitely.
But I wanted to just let the general public know, you know, Go to Fed didn't just happen. You faced many, many challenges. You had to sometimes wonder if this makes sense. There were so many things that you had to go through. I just wanted to let people know a little bit about the challenges that you had to go through and, you know, what helped you overcome them.
Yeah, well, definitely. Once you have a new idea, I mean, you basically don't have anything to go on. There's no history. So a lot of the challenges would be financially, in terms of resources.
Right.
I mean, you have to put in a lot of your own time, and you have to believe in what you're doing in order for people to believe in what you're doing. So in the beginning, it was a challenge, but I knew it's going to be a challenge. So I basically had a roadmap.
Right.
And, you know, to put in the work. I remember, you know, being very passionate, and I'm still passionate about it.
Right.
So those things, you know, is a couple things, you know, being passionate, engaging in conversation, you know, being honest, and all these different things together, and being patient. You know, sometimes you have an idea and you may rush, you know, you need things happening instantly. You know, I knew it was going to take some time, so I take step by steps, execute different plans at different times, and then the network has expanded into various different areas, you know, that we could speak about.
Now, you passed the 5-year mark. You passed the 10-year mark.
Yeah.
Now, we're at 15 years. Yes?
Yeah, definitely.
Over that 15-year journey, what would you say is your proudest moment as you would have brought Go to Fed from a baby? You saw it mature. Right now, you're looking at it as an adult.
Yep.
What would you say is your proudest movement over this 15 years?
What I would say is, you know, just connecting everybody together, you know, is about community, and it's about family. You know, it's like bringing the promoters together, bringing the diaspora people together, you know, and sharing, you know, moments on a consistent basis. I would say it's about the connection. So that's what I would say. And that happens, you know, very often, you know, at events, you know, different moments, you know, just dealing with everybody. We basically have a policy where we don't have favorite. Everybody's our favorite.
Right.
From a business perspective, we don't have favorite promoters. Everybody we consider our favorite. So, you know, those moments are, you know, I would cherish in terms of, you know, that actually help us to reach the place we are today.
Where we're at now.
Yeah.
Now we know that AI is coming in. We know obviously you would have a lot of different platforms that would be trying to compete with you, with the product that you offer. What do you think makes Go to Fit different from probably your competitors?
Yeah, one of the things that I looked at initially was to try to be a comprehensive platform. Right. So don't be like a one-sided platform. So we offer various services.
Right.
We studied a lot of our competitors in terms of what they are offering, and we try to be comprehensive. So we offer social media. We offer a lot of solutions. We have different solutions. We have go to top up. You can top up your phone. We have go to pay for. We have payment services. We do photography. So we bring a combined services together, so that the competitor, you know, the persons will still come to use our service, because we focus on a lot of different things and not just one thing. So that's what have contributed to us sustaining everything over the years.
Now we're about to segue a bit into the anniversary celebration. We're going to get Uli to come in, but I just want you to tell people a little about the new Go to Pay platform that you have implemented.
Right, so GoToPay is a product of GoToFit. It's basically a payment service,
Right.
which allows persons to they can sell their products and services. They can request payments from other persons. We are on the verge of launching an app for it, which is a little bit overdue now. But we have a lot of people actually using that service because the whole Caribbean and a whole, there's a gap in terms of banking and people be able to do business. Even a small vendor,
Right.
with tourism,
Right.
they want to get payment, and so that service
Right.
is that's what it's about.
Right.
And that's a product of GoToFit.
Now, just before we segue, final question. It takes a lot from a person to remain inspired and to continue believing in what they would have offered 15 years ago. This is 15 years later. Gary, I want us to be real. I want you to tell the people, what is it that keeps you so inspired, that keeps you so motivated to want to offer a better product to the Grenadian people and by extension the world? Because this is not just Grenada now.
Yeah.
GoToFit is global.
Yeah.
What is it in you that keeps you so motivated and wants you to continue developing the product and offering the world a better GoToFit?
Yeah, well, what I would say, I'm a solution-driven person, and once I see a problem, you can start a business from any problem.
Right, right.
And I like to, bring people together. I like to look at solutions for businesses, for promoters, to try to lower the cost, because the whole concept behind GoToFit is try to bring everybody together.
Right.
That way we can lower the costs of advertisement for everybody across it. So it's a mutually beneficial solution.
Right.
And at the same time, with the social media piece, that brings the diaspora. They find out what happened in home. They may see people, on photos, videos, and so on. So it's all about it's all about the connectivity.
Right.
So it's like connecting everything into one, and that would lead to, betterment of everybody. I'm a people person, so that's what drives me, every day, looking for solutions and trying to make it better for everybody.
Gary, proud of you.
Thank you, man.
One thing you want to leave the people with?
Well, I would like to say for the young people out there, and anybody in general, if you have an idea, believe in your idea.
Right.
Don't think that it may sound funny. Some people may try to figure out what it is that you're doing. But believe in your idea, have a plan, and just execute your plan and be consistent. And it's going to happen.
Congratulations on your achievement.
Thank you very much.
We're getting ready to celebrate with GoToFit and Aquarium. And I am proud of you.
Definitely, man. Once again, I would like to thank Power FM. Power FM, is no stranger.
Yes.
For everything coming on board and working along with us all the time, and I appreciate everything, man.
All the best, brother.
Yeah, thank you very much.
I want to say thank you to St. Augustine Medical Services. Also want to say thank you to Land. Also want to say thank you to Western Union for powering up the room today. We are getting ready for the big celebration. Celebrating with GoToFit. We are also celebrating with Aquarium Restaurant. I want you guys to get yourselves ready for that. It's a big, big celebration. Everybody is celebrating some really big milestones. We want you to come out and be a part of it. In studios with me. No stranger to me. Oli.
Hello.
A pleasant good morning. How are you doing?
Thank you. Good morning.
Now, Aquarium Restaurant, and it's not only Aquarium Restaurant, has been something that you have brought on from inception. Now, how did you come up with the idea?
Connect with that name. Well, the name was actually born in 1991
Right.
at my first location at Balls Beach. And I run a business called Aquarium there for 5 years. And then I purchased a property in Point Celine further down in 94 and built at that time the first actually purpose-built restaurant
Right.
in Grenada in that magnitude and opened in 96. So the name came originally from having an aquarium in the restaurant, which followed on into the new location as well, but it worked out to be quite a lot of work. And so we skipped the aquarium part, but we kept the name Aquarium.
Right.
And it associated with the sea, of course, food,
Mhm.
and yeah, we kept the name and kept going.
Will we be seeing an aquarium in the future?
Well, a lot of people ask that. Well, we have a little turtle pond, and I think I'm gonna have a little project where I can have some fish swimming, like more like koi's and so.
Right.
So it will be probably not an aquarium, but more like a pond kind of thing.
Sounds interesting. Sounds interesting. Now I want you to tell us about the anniversary event that we are trying to let people know about. Let people know what they can expect at that event.
Well, the anniversary itself came together. I was sitting down with Gary. He was saying he's 15 years. I'm 30 years. So we said, and I know his journey from the beginning.
Right.
And he has supported my business throughout the years as well, since he had that platform. So I thought it was appropriate to do the 15 and 30 years. I think it's a good combination. And what we really want to do is we want to give back to all our people who have supported us,
Right.
and we thought by doing that, we should have a party.
Now we're having a party, but how did you come up with the pink and blue theme?
Well, these are kind of our colors. Go to Fed is kind of pink,
Right.
a little black in it, and Aquarium has always been blue, and so we thought we keep those colors obviously, and we also encourage people to dress pink or blue, and it gives a nice mixture. And I think we wanted to follow through the theme. Kind of.
With the pink and blue. Sounds good. Sounds good. Now, on the night of the party, will there be any special guests? Will there be any surprises? What little thing?
I can't give too much away from who is coming, but
Right.
we know we have 3, maybe 4 artists who will perform live,
Wow.
and that will be a surprise.
Right.
We have a couple of prizes to give away at the entrance as well. That will be a surprise as well. We have DJs which are advertised,
Right.
and there will be coming in sequences. So I think the theme of the party will be blue and pink. The decoration will fit into that.
Right.
So it's going to be a nice evening.
It's going to be a nice evening. Now, I don't know if you want to share, but do you have any secrets or any future plans? We're celebrating a milestone. The brand Aquarium speaks for itself. Do you have anything in mind that you may want to share to the people? What you may want to bring to the table in terms of restaurant, in terms of you probably may want to segue into a different business. What is Uli thinking for the future?
Well, first of all, we want to keep staying focused on providing an environment with good quality.
Right.
Over the years, we have reinvented ourselves quite a lot. We have rebuilt. We had a couple of challenging times during the hurricane, but gave us an opportunity to build better. COVID taught us to just slow down a little bit and come back strong after that again. A year and a half ago, we renovated our beach bar.
Right.
That was well received from our clientele. And now we actually doing more dinners at the beach bar than in the restaurant. So, but there will be definitely over the next year a little revamp inside. I can't go too much into it. Like everything will be a surprise. I
Yes,
mentioned a
yes.
little bit with the pond,
Yes,
so just
yes.
to give you a little hint to the future. But other than that, we try to stay one of the leading restaurants. We always welcome competition to stay good. And looking forward to the carnival season to come.
Sounds good. And finally, we're wrapping it up. We're getting ready for the big celebration. Go to Fed celebrating the milestone. Aquarium Restaurant also celebrating the milestone. What can people expect at this anniversary event? You're celebrating. Go to Fed is celebrating. Both of you are proud. The people are coming out. What can they expect?
Well, I think the most is having lots of fun.
Right.
Good drinks, and we're gonna do our corn soup, of course. Everybody asking me already. and we're gonna party into the morning hours, and just bring lots of energy and a smile on your face. And we want to share that moment with all of you.
Sounds good. Any final words?
Well, just want to thank to be here on live Power FM and also Power FM for all the help over the years. And we're looking forward for another, well, probably not with me, another 30 years. Aquarium is an institution, and I hope stays within our community for many more years. And also thanks, Gary, for being my partner in that, and also for your support for all these years. Thanks a lot.
Sounds good. Uli, thank you. I want to say congratulations to you. I want to wish you great success in the future. May all you put your hands to be successful.
Thank you very much. And on that, it's not a one-man show. I just want to thank all my staff as well for being there with me all these years. And looking forward for a few more years to come.
Sounds good. There you have it, guys. Grenada getting ready for the big celebration. Go to Fete and Aquarium restaurant celebrating together. I'm going to make a segue a bit. Have some other guests that will be in studios with me. We're going to be switching the conversation a bit. Let you know about what's happening. Just before we do that, I want to say thank you to St. Augustine Medical Services. Also want to say thank you to Land Store and Western Union, making the room possible. To all of viewers on the live, want to say thank you. Need you to share the live once you come on. See Precious Jewel on, see Linda Pearl on as well. Remember, guys, you could chime in. You got some questions for the guests. You could always pop your questions in on the live. We'll definitely try to see how we could incorporate them. Remember, this is about you, yes? Inside the room, Paul Fix. Have some interesting guests on the inside with me again. Just want you to just take in a bit of this instrumental. This rhythm song's really nice, you know. African Liberation Day. Want to ensure we get and set the mood right. Sweet reggae music. Roots and culture. Take you to the motherland, Africa. Good morning to the guest in studio. How are you feeling today? Everything good?
Eli.
Hail the eye. Hail the eye, Rastafari.
Yes, I Selassie first. Glory to word, glory to song, and glory to the power of Haile Selassie first and Empress Menin.
Nice.
Bongo Ruan, representing the Rastafari Organization for Centralization.
Right.
You know, and give thanks. Blessed love.
We talking African Liberation Day. I want you to tell the people, what are we observing and how did we come about with the whole African Liberation Day idea?
Yes, I give thanks. Yeah, man, giving thanks. African Liberation Day, the significance of African Liberation Day is basically is a people that refuse to be downtrodden through colonialism, neo-colonialism and slavery.
Right.
Is a people who, and is a people who have decided in 1958 with Kwame Nkrumah in Ghana, with 11 independent African nations have come together,
Right.
and found the Africa Day.
Right.
And in 1963, when 32 African nations got their independence, they have come together at that day on the 25th of May to declare that as an African Liberation Day, All African Liberation Day. So it's very significant for African-minded people throughout the world right now to observe that day, you know.
Right.
So this is what, and I here in Grenada playing our role in ensuring that we remind our people, which is predominantly African descendant, that this day is a day to really reflect and really, embark on that journey of empowering our people. For the rise of Africa is inevitable.
Right.
Rastafari.
Now, this year's celebration takes place on May 25th. It will be in Victoria Park in Grenville. I just wanted to tell the people a little bit about what they can expect from this event.
Rastafari. Yes, I give thanks. This event is going to be compact. As a Rastafari community, the ROC been carrying it for 25 years, carrying the mantle for 25 years here in Grenada. And now that 3 years ago, the government have decided to committed to collaborate and work together to ensure that they take their stand in upholding that. Because in the revolution, it used to be a holiday.
Right.
So I just want to remind the people that the significance of this day.
Right.
So in Grenville, gonna be compact. We're gonna have a lot of performance. Gonna have the power match. Marching around the town of Grenville.
Right.
And this gonna set the tone, the energy for the compact performance afterwards.
Right.
It's gonna be compact. And then it's gonna have a lot of booths with craft and art and clothing and books and food, African food.
Yes.
So yes, it's gonna be compact.
Now, the theme for this year focuses on the African identity. It also focuses on unity. It also focuses on empowerment, right? Now, how does the committee hope this message will resonate to the Grenadian people? Now, especially the younger people. We know the younger people probably don't focus too much on, the Rastafarianism or, that sort of culture. So how do you think by bringing this, it would resonate on the younger people?
Well, I think right now the younger people, they are seeking identity.
Right.
And now I are living in a time where consciousness is rising.
Right.
And that consciousness is African consciousness. You cannot escape from it.
Right.
Even though you try to ignore it, it's gonna rise.
Right.
So one's have to prepare themselves. So it's just preparing the minds of the youth through education.
Right.
You understand? So they're gonna be fully impacted with education.
Right.
And that's the only way you can liberate the people and you can save the younger generation. It's because lack of knowing. So once the youths are aware of who they are, then that's where the serious change come.
Right.
So there is no other way that you can change. You can create that change without tackling the main thing, which is education of who you really are.
Right. Right.
So as Marcus Garvey say, a tree without roots, it cannot grow.
Right.
So a people without who they are, where they come from, it's just gonna wither away.
Right.
So it's very significant that for the government really being a part of this, so I can ensure that it's within the curriculum in schools. So one could really know. For we to be progressive and break the barriers.
Right.
Yeah, education.
Now, you spoke of the march. It's going to happen.
Yeah.
You spoke of the speeches that are going to happen. What else can patrons expect on that day? We're talking African Liberation Day.
Rastafari. Yes, sir. So there is going to be a lot of cultural.
Right.
We're gonna have a group from Nigeria, the Tabara State performance group.
Right.
They're gonna be dancing in the Lion Pride.
Right.
Gonna have Tivoli drummers. Gonna have a large
Nice.
empowerment, and then the schools and I have the schools and the community groups involved within this whole thing.
Right.
So it's gonna have a lot of performance from the children. They're gonna be part of the marching, even the drumming, So and I ensuring that the youths are very much involved.
Right.
Because if I am not doing it for generation to come, it's vain.
Right.
So everything it's based upon generations to ensure that they remember and it's embedded within them and they can't stray from it. Rastafari.
Sounds good. Now, I have never attended that event. For someone like me, who have never been to that event, we're talking African Liberation Day happening May 25th. Why should I or people like me come out to Victoria Park on African Liberation Day?
Yes, I will say, in the sense that everyone right now claiming their identity, you know. So I think it's quite right
Right.
for someone who claim that they are African-minded, Al-Kebalan, black people. They should really, really take time off
Right.
to really, really empower themselves. And the only how you can empower yourself and rise yourself to your highest potential is knowing who you are. So on that day is a day of empowerment, in the sense that to come within an environment where everyone around you is not there to discriminate, but to empower each other. You're gonna have conversation of honesty.
Yes.
You know, honest conversation. Let's look at our situation as black people,
Yes.
as African people, because knowing the fact that I didn't come over this middle passage as slaves.
Right, right.
They took the kings and the queens and the greatest minds
Yes.
to come and build the West.
Yes.
You know, so when His Majesty say Africa with its creation and its creators, what is happening on the continent, it has everything to do with I out here.
Right.
Which diaspora is known as the sixth region of Africa. You know, so it's time to rise and reclaim what it is.
Right.
You know, so there is so much. I think after this event, everyone will look within themselves and really have a deep and honest conversation with self, and knowing that there is much more than just waking up and go to work and have a 8 to 4.
Yes.
You know, we
Yes.
can rise ourselves and we are creators
Yes.
of everything.
Yes.
You know, so it's time for I to rise and reclaim that. You know, so this I will say to ones who never been to it and who really thinking about it. Yeah, man, there's everything there for the eye. Everything.
Sounds
Yeah.
good, man. Sounds good. We're wrapping it up right now. But just before we wrap it up, I just want you to leave the people with a final message. Probably people in the wider diaspora. We are getting ready to commemorate African Liberation Day, which will be happening on May 25th this year. I want you to leave a final message with the people as we wrap up the conversation for today.
Yes, and I will say, you know, a quote of His Imperial Majesty, Africa will no longer be the dark and unknown continent, for human and material resources is far beyond measures.
Right.
And any nation or people who is naive of that, will suffer the inevitable consequence.
Right.
You know, so, it cannot change. Even the universe is aligned for the rise of a people who've been downtrodden for so many years, you know, the cradle of humanity, who have nurtured humanity into becoming aware of their surrounding, and, you know, so you can't get away from it. You know, so it's best you align yourself and add to it rather than, you know, be self-destruct.
Yes, yes,
That's
yes,
the fire. Yeah, man, Selassie first.
I want to say thank you for passing through the studios. You guys, we talking about African Liberation Day happening on May 25th. You need to go be a part of it. Get yourselves back intertwined with roots and culture. We inside the room. I want to say thank you to St. Augustine Medical Services. Also want to say thank you to Land Store. Also want to say thank you to Western Union for making the room happen today. Still on the inside. It's one thing. Good morning.
Morning.
See you feeling the music today, man.
Yes.
Roots
yes, I'm
and
feeling
culture.
and the power.
Now, we know that community involvement is always important. Which organizations, cultural groups, or performers are partnering with the committee to make this event happen this year?
Yeah, well, we're eventually trying to get all 8 billion members of the human family on board.
Wow.
Because you may know that Africa is the source of humanity. And those who have traveled out of Africa and spent time in the Ice Age have changed colors
Right.
and changed their minds. And what's happened is that they use the ego-based development of survival in harsh environments has created a we versus them principle.
Right.
and that division, wars, chaos, slavery has been developed upon a war between male, female, a war between colors, a war between languages, a war with perspectives on divinity. And it has come to a point where the European ego-based led thinking system and philosophy of life is bringing humanity
Right.
at the point of destruction.
Right.
The same principles that came and killed the Caribbean Arawaks and imported slaves 10,000 miles from Africa is the same principles operating in Ukraine and Iran today. And the greed, the violence, and the consumption, the wanton consumption of resources, destroying the earth and its inhabitants, the animals, the plants, the microbes, the soil, the air, the water pollution. That greed is now coming to a point where if this generation and everyone hearing this broadcast at the moment, at this time in 2026, if we don't make a significant change by rejecting the substances of what we're born into and bring humanity back in, there will not be a generation after us.
Right.
So Africa Liberation Day is about raising this consciousness, and said earlier on, it's at 12 o'clock in Victoria Park in Grenville. We have the open exhibition at 12. At 2 o'clock, there'll be a march around the Grenville town, and then back to Victoria Park at 3 o'clock for the official speeches and cultural presentations. We have schools taking part. We have the ministry involved. We have the massive cultural artists in Grenada involved, and we have our guest performers from Nigeria, Tabara State performers coming, about a 60-member group, I believe, coming to share with us the flavors of some of what we have lost.
Right. No,
But what?
we're getting ready to wrap it up.
Yeah.
And I want you to just let the people know a little bit about, the Grenadian history. We all know that the Grenada's culture has deep African roots. We know that, yes? Now, in what ways will you, in the celebration, be showcasing these connections as we just pull everything together and wrap it up for today?
Right, nice. So the first thing and the main thing we need to do is to change our names and change our language.
Right.
We teach every other language except African languages. Perhaps we need the creation of a desk in the Prime Minister's ministry for us to reclaim our name and our language. And the first thing, the word Africa is a European imposed name. So Akebulan is one of the ancient names of Africa. So we must begin to use the word Akebulan.
Right.
Right? And our buying and selling of food, the existence of prisons only came to Grenada after 1498.
Right.
The restorative justice and the redistributive economy were two major principles of life that ensure that everyone was harmonized. Let me just briefly say, restorative justice, you were put into the center of the circle and reminded of all the good that you did, all the contributions you made, and the one bad thing you did was ignored. And when you rose up from that circle, you were a better person. Compare that to the destructive justice, where the one thing you did bad destroys your whole life and imprisonment.
Right.
Redistributive economy is where people brought the excesses of their produce to a central location, which was redistributed to everyone had too much food. That was a problem before 1498 in Grenada. The stresses we feel, unknowing where it come from, the frustrations, the addictions, the horror between our male and female, our boys and our children lost, is because we have lost the connection of who we are, and we're victims of the constant enslavement of our people through the media controlled by the slave masters.
Right.
So we have a lot of work to do. It's an impossible job, but that's why we're doing it. And if we succeed, we'll have another generation on the planet. And if we don't, we'll speak in heaven.
We definitely want to say thank you for passing through
We're going to speak on the earth too.
as we get ready to commemorate African Liberation Day happening May 25th, 2026 inside of Grenville.
And
Thank
if you
you
can't
for
make it, please wear your African wear on that day. We're
On that
asking
day.
students on the 22nd to wear African wear. There'll be a fact sheet sent to schools to be read in assembly.
Right.
We're asking if you can't make it physically to Grenville, it'll be online. GIs will be streaming.
Right.
So please tune in and wear your African wear and begin to reclaim that power that we had, which harmonized the world.
Sounds good, man. Thank you. There you have it, guys. You need to make your way to African Liberation Day, May 25th, happening inside of Grenville. As we get ready to wrap up the room for today, must say thank you to St. Augustine Medical Services. Also must say thank you to Land Store, Western Union, making the room happen today. Until next time, guys, want to say thank you for gracing us with your presence. As per usual, you know how we do it in the room right here on Power 95. Until next time, we're going to keep you powered up. Want you to keep it locked. It's Grenada's #1.